Oh, I stole a brick from Dracula's castle. I need to return it.
But I was stupid, and I took a brick from the wall. I loosened it, and I pulled it out of the mortar, and I put it in my backpack. Like, yeah, my wife's never going to believe this. Because at the time, I'm still thinking this is all fairy tale. And all of a sudden, a boulder came flying right down the hill. I stepped back, he stepped forward, and about a 3-foot boulder was rolling straight down. So got to the bottom, we told the story, got in the van. I brought the brick home, showed it to my family. Yeah, guess what this is? It's a brick from Dracula's castle. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, bad. So within 3 years, my daughter, Morgan, had about 5 or 7 strokes. I lost my 21-year-old son. A lot of bad things happened to me. I rolled a semi. I wrecked a motorcycle. I keep telling the story to people, and they're like, oh, dude, get rid of it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I should just get rid of it. And then people say, no, you can't get rid of it. You've got to return the brick to where you found it. I'm convinced that the brick needs to go back.
Beyond the realm of the known, where the truth is rarely shown, in the shadows, in the skies, in the questions we can't deny. Beyond the realm of the known lie the mysteries of out there. Ghosts in the dark, footsteps in air, lights in the sky that stop and stare, whispers of things we're not alone, secrets buried, never shown. Tim and Joey take you there, through the truth or the scare. What's real and what's unaware? Welcome to Out There.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Boy, thank you very much.
We'll refund everybody.
Man.
How's everyone doing?
I hope you're all doing groovy. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Tim?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting week.
So if you caught our opening little video blurb there, that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
When we first learned about what you took from Dracula's Castle.
Romania.
And it's been a 6 year in the making. Well, I don't know if it's in the making, but anticipating doing this show.
Knowing, yeah.
You know, so we talked about it a bunch, and
yeah, and a lot of
here we
people
are.
requested to do the Dracula show again. Do the Dracula show. That's one of our most requested shows that I can remember, except for the America West one.
Yeah, well, that little blurb got buku views, you know. So there was a lot of interest in it. So it was pretty cool. Thought, well, we can't ignore it. We got to do an episode on it. And I mean, plus, it is a real issue, you know.
Yeah, and it's a unique story. It's a real story. It's one of a kind. I mean, you'll never hear anything else like it. Well, you hear about people, you know, taking things, but not from this place.
I think I'll change the background. There we go.
There we go. That's a fantastic job, by the way, Joey.
It all fit really nicely, didn't it?
Where's our peeps?
You say what?
I said, where's our peeps? I'll wait for him to get on.
Give me a second to hop on.
It's early in a lot of in the Western.
Well, yeah, it's early here in Arizona. Yeah. I mean, it's what, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. So it's not too early there, but definitely early here on the West Coast. So.
But we put together a great show for you guys, and we've been excited, man. Ever since I think Thursday of last week, right after we did our last show, we were like, what do you want to do next week? And we're like, yeah, the brick. Let's do the brick. Yeah, let's do Dracula. It's going to be a good one. So Joey and I have been every day, like several times a day, talking about, oh yeah, let's talk about this and remember this, and I can't wait to do this. We're really looking forward to today's show, so we hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to have a lot of fun.
We are. Before we get too far into it, we need to shout out to our sponsor here. So I got this video, this commercial.
Looking to live stream your next event? Festival, wedding, band performance, church service, or corporate event? RCJ Productions has you covered. Please visit our website at www.rcjproduction.com or email us at info@rcjproduction.com. RCJ Productions, here for all of your audio and video needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get back.
Thinking of starting a podcast yourself, or you don't have to be in Arizona to do that, but
yeah,
for any of our other services, you need to be in Arizona. So
thing. But welcome, Sandy D.
Oh, you got the comments going?
I do have the comments going. Hi, Sandy. We got a good show today. You're going to like this one. But
yes, we do.
So, Joey, you just lead us into this thing.
All right. Well, I'm going to throw in a video to kind of preface this show, kind of do a little more of a setup on it. So here we go.
The story begins with a single brick, not a magical artifact. Cursed, perhaps? Or just an ordinary brick removed from an extraordinary place. Years ago, Uncle Tim visited Romania and climbed to the ruins of Poenari Castle. Like many tourists, he wanted a souvenir. Unlike most tourists, he apparently decided the gift shop wasn't good enough. So, before we hear Tim's story and the strange events he claims followed, we need to understand the man who made Poenari Castle famous. Nightly, for those who may only know the Hollywood version of Dracula, who exactly was Vlad the Impaler?
Contrary to popular belief, Vlad Dracula was not a vampire. He was a real man. Born in the early 1430s, Vlad III was Prince of Wallachia, a kingdom located in what is now southern Romania. His father belonged to an order known as the Order of the Dragon, and from that association came the family name Dracul. Vlad became known as Dracula, meaning son of Dracul. History remembers him by another title entirely, Vlad the Impaler.
And that's where things start getting uncomfortable.
Indeed, Vlad ruled during a brutal period when Wallachia sat directly between Christian Europe and the expanding Ottoman Empire. The punishments he inflicted upon enemies were legendary. Thousands were reportedly impaled on wooden stakes. To some, he was a monster. To others, he was a national hero who defended his homeland against overwhelming odds.
Now here's where many people, including me for years, get confused. Everybody talks about Dracula's castle. Everybody shows pictures of Bran Castle. But that's not really Vlad's castle, is it?
Not exactly. Bran Castle became famous largely because it looks like what people imagine Dracula's castle should look like. It is magnificent, it is historic, it is beautiful, but there is little evidence Vlad spent much meaningful time there.
So the castle everyone visits isn't necessarily the castle most associated with Vlad himself?
Correct. The castle most closely tied to Vlad's life is Poenari Fortress. Poenari sits high above the Argeș Valley. Unlike Bran Castle, we know Vlad actually used Poenari. Many historians believe he expanded and strengthened the fortress during his reign. Its location made it nearly impossible to attack. Even today, reaching the ruins requires climbing nearly 1,500 steps.
1,500 steps? I think I got tired just hearing that.
And yet the effort is rewarded. When one stands atop Poenari, it becomes immediately obvious why Vlad valued it so highly. The fortress commands a breathtaking view of the surrounding mountains and valleys.
But Poenari is famous for something more than military strategy, isn't it?
Quite right. Poenari is linked to one of the most tragic stories associated with Vlad. In 1462, Ottoman forces advanced into Wallachia. As the enemy closed in, Poenari became a final refuge. According to Romanian legend, Vlad's wife learned the castle would soon fall. Rather than face capture, she threw herself from the castle walls into the valley below. Vlad himself escaped through mountain routes with the assistance of local villagers.
So while historians debate some details, the story remains deeply woven into the folklore of the region.
Very much so. For many Romanians, Poenari is not merely a ruin. It is a place where history and legend have become inseparable.
And naturally, because this is out there, we have to ask, is Poenari considered haunted?
Of course it is. Visitors and locals alike have reported strange sounds, shadowy figures, unexplained voices, and unusual sensations around the ruins. Whether these experiences are paranormal or simply the power of suggestion is impossible to say. But stories persist.
Wow. Did I see Pete was on there?
Pete's on. Hi,
All
Pete.
right, Pete. Thanks for joining us. That's awesome. I'm going to pull those up real quick, too. Sweet. So I'm just going to do a little recap here real quick. So, yeah, exactly. So the famous Dracula Castle most tourists visit probably wasn't Vlad's primary castle. You know, the fortress most closely tied to Vlad's life was Poenari. I mean, it's a place connected to war, tragedy, legend, and according to some, the unexplained. Now that's where things get interesting. Because, as you've seen years ago, Uncle Tim climbed those 1,500 steps and he explored the ruins. And when he left, he may have taken something with him. A single brick. And according to Tim, that decision would follow him and his family for years afterward. So, Tim, your turn. Why don't you tell us or tell everybody exactly what happened?
All right. Well, this was one of the craziest trips I'd ever had. I was a flight attendant, and we were staying in Romania, and the bellboys said, "Hey, if you guys want, I'll take you on a great, little tour. And if you're interested." So there were probably 15 of us that said, "Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds fun. Where do you want to go?" And they said, "We're going to go to Dracula's Castle." And I'm like, at the time, I'm thinking, Dracula. What do you mean Dracula? I mean, to a point, I still thought it was all just like superstition and, fiction and everything. I really didn't know the story of Vlad. I didn't even know Dracula's name was Vlad. And we went on a little journey outside of Romania to the foothills of the Carpathian Mountains. And we stayed at a little mom and pop. I wanted to say it was a bed and breakfast, but it was sort of a tourist center, but it was just like a family. It wouldn't really recognize it as like a tourist center. It was just the house closest to the foothills of the castle. So we went in and we had dinner and we sat down and we heard stories and tales and the legend of Vlad. And
where did this dinner take place?
It was a little mom and pop. There was a little it was a house right at the foothills. It was just right down the street. That's not to be confused with Dracula's restaurant.
Okay, so that was later then.
All right. So
Okay.
Yeah. So that was later.
Okay.
I'll tell you about the Dracula's restaurant in a minute, but this is what led up to that. So we sat down and we had dinner with this little family, and they told us about the tales. And believe it or not, Dracula in that area is a bit of a hero. He is he's very popular.
Yes, he is.
And only a few of the local people there benefit from tourism. I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot of tourists because, like I said, it's way out in the middle of nowhere. It's not on a regularly traveled tourist path or anything. So it gets very, very, very few visitors. But the ones that are interested in it get like the full welcome from the little family that live at the foothills of it. And in fact, they don't even accept any kind of like tips or anything. They made us a big dinner and we tried to like, here, thank you. And they wouldn't take anything from us. So it was really, and they're a very poor family. Those people all along there, it's a lot of poverty along that line. So we got out and we went up and we had an amazing hike up to the top of the castle and had fun. I was taking pictures and we were talking, and there was at that time there were no other visitors there. We kept thinking we were going to see people, coming and going up the pathway and everything, but there was absolutely no one there but us. So we got to the top and we went through and we saw all of the inner part of the castles and had a great time. And I was alone at one point over at this section, and I can point out to it where I took the brick and I went over and this wall was just full of these red bricks. And I went over there and I was kind of like, touching the wall and picking at the mortar, and I was running my hand across and a brick moved. And I'm like, oh, I kind of wiggled it. I'm like, oh, that's loose. And I kind of like, and it pulled out. And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I didn't know where to put it. I already pulled it back. I tried to stick it back in, but some of the mortar had fallen off of it, so it wouldn't go back in. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm like, you know what? This is really cool. I think I'm going to take it. So I reached around and put it in my backpack, and that was it. Went around, kept going. We all met up. We were all talking, wow, look at this, look at that. We looked over the sides of the walls at the river running down at the bottom behind the castle. And we spent probably about 45 minutes up there just walking back and forth and looking at everything. And it was just breathtaking. We had such a great time. And so, all right, we're ready to go. Everyone's ready to go. And so we all get back together and we start to head back down the stairs. And so we helped all of the girls, go down first, and they were all walking in front, and me and a few of the other guys. Some of the guys were in front, some of the guys were in front, and then some of us guys led up the back, and it was me and another pilot that headed up the back because I wanted to take pictures of us going back down. So I started photographing and everything, and I was the last one. So we're doing the switchback, going back and forth down. I think I don't know if the castle's at 6,000 feet or if the base of the castle is at 6,000 feet, but either way, you're
up there.
You're up there and you can't breathe, and then the altitude is like getting to us. And as we were going down, we spread out. I mean, we were quite spread out. I'd say, I don't know, maybe 4 switchbacks. We were all kind of split up, separated. Some people stopping and resting, taking their time, and others just all the way down. And so the first officer and I took back and I said, hey man, hold on, I'm going to get some of these pictures real quick. And I turned up and I started taking pictures uphill and everything. So the crowd kept going down. And so I turned around and then he started on and I finished taking a picture. And I was probably, 30, 40 yards behind him. And then, so I started and I'm catching up. And all of a sudden I hear this boom, 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 boom. And I turned around and looked. And there's this huge boulder. Well, I say huge. It's the size of a basketball, but up there, that was a big boulder. And the only boulders, it was a grassy, like, whole area that we were walking down with all these steps. And there really wasn't a lot of rocks. So I don't know where the boulder came from. But I'm like, John, look. And he turned around and he like scooted forward a little bit and that thing. And so I turned around, hey, watch out, boulder. And everyone turned around and looked up and it missed everyone and kind of went off the path. And it really didn't put anyone in danger, but it went right between me and him on the steps. I'm like, wow, that was wild. Where the heck did that come from? Absolutely no boulders anywhere around. And I'm like, oh, that was weird. So we get to the bottom and we all joined back up. We got in the van and I didn't tell anybody I had this in my backpack at all. I never said a word to anyone. So we get back and we're having a good time. We're talking about our whole trip and we're sharing stories and, oh, did you see the part? Did you see that area? And blah, blah, blah. And when we get back to the hotel and everyone's like, so anyway, trip was over. We had a good time and we get back on and, see from Romania back to Iceland, Keflavik, Iceland, back to Bangor, Maine, back to Washington, to Houston, and then back to Phoenix. And I get home and I put all my stuff away and everything. I forgot I even had it in my bag. And it just kind of slipped my mind. Huh?
So it has some weight to it.
Yeah, it does. But it was in a backpack, and when I get home from a month in Europe, I don't just get home and start unpacking. I throw things down. I say hi to my family and my kids, and I go in the living room and I pull out any souvenirs I had bought, and that's in a completely separate bag. And everyone's like, Daddy's home, and we spend time together and everything. And so I just kind of like put it out of my mind. I never unpack I only unpack my clothes when I come home. All of my manual and my flight stuff and my necessities that I live with in hotels up there, it just stays kind of packed in my to-go bags, and I never really think about it. My little Jordan, I can't remember how old he was, probably 3 or 4. He comes over to the couch and he's lethargic and he doesn't know what's wrong. And he's kind of acting this way. I'm like, what are you doing, you little freak? What are you doing? You're being silly. And I thought he was just like, oh, Dad. And I thought he was playing around. And all of a sudden he just puts his head down on the couch and he's like, I'm like, Jordan, wake up, Jordan, stop. He was unconscious.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, Jordan, honey. And we call 911 and paramedics come out here. They come to him, they get him, they hook him up on oxygen, and they're putting him, on a thing. They're like, we're going to take him to the emergency room. We don't know what's wrong with him. Anything. So he went to the emergency room and they couldn't find out what was wrong with him. They did a blood, did all the labs and everything. They couldn't find anything. And so after hours of being in the hospital, and it's like, I think we're going to have to do a spinal tap. And so I get up there and I'm like, oh my gosh. And we don't know what's going on or anything. So to make the story go quicker, one of my boys was taking medications, and I guess he was going to go to his friend's house. So he grabbed his pills and he went downstairs and went to his friend's, and he happened to drop a little pill that was a psycho whatever drug. Yeah. And he saw it on the stairs and he picked it up and popped it, and we didn't know what it was. And so I'm like, wow, that was really weird, man. And like that just doesn't happen. And that's really weird. So weeks later, my daughter has a stroke, and she's taken to the hospital, and they don't know why she's had a stroke. And then they take her to Phoenix Children's Hospital, and she ends up coming home. And then over a period of about 3 years, a whole lot of really, really bad stuff started to happen to us. All right. I quit the airline. The contract was up, so I stopped doing that, and I went to work driving a semi truck. And after about a year, I rolled a semi truck and broke my neck, and that was pretty frightening. The officer came to my the ICU room in Las Vegas, and he said, "I saw you at the wreck, and I asked you if you were wearing a seatbelt." And I said, "Yes, sir." Oh, I just saw my CB microphone. I never saw that before. That was crazy. So he said, "Were you wearing a seatbelt?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "Well, I know you weren't wearing a seatbelt because I just came from your truck. And if you were wearing a seatbelt, I wouldn't be talking to you. So this will be our little secret. And just know that somebody up there is watching over you." And so the whole driver's side, if you look inside, was just completely demolished. And the refrigerator and all of the stuff had come out and completely just smashed all the interior of the driver's side. And so I broke my neck, my C1. If you know what a C1 is, it's the very top vertebrae, and it's like a lifesaver. And one side was fractured, not the other side, just one side. If it had broken both sides, I would have been paralyzed. So I was very fortunate. So they put me in a brace, a halo brace, and I flew home from Las Vegas. And I was very lucky. I had to wear that for 8 months while it healed back. So that was like the first accident I'd had, and it was really, really scary. Then my daughter had another stroke. And then I lost one of my sons on his 21st birthday. I lost him to a fentanyl poisoning, and I lost him. And then things started going bad, man. I started having really bad luck. I couldn't find work. I was having all sorts of problems. And then a few years later, I finally got in. I was working at Home Depot. I was working there for about a year. And I had a horrible accident on a motorcycle where for the 6th time, I almost died. Totally messed up my body. I was in a coma for 3 weeks. They said I'd probably never walk or talk again. My brain came out of my head. I'd lost 2 fingers on this hand, and this hand was all screwed up. And over a course of a period of time, I had I lost those 2 fingers. They sewed them back on, and they sewed 1 finger into my hand to keep it alive. And then I've got pins and needles all in my hands and everything. I had to learn how to walk and talk again. This is the day I woke up from a coma, and they said I was going to live, but I may never walk or talk. I may never walk or be like fully functional again. And they put in 39 staples and stitches and drained my head, and I had brain swelling. Now I've got a TBI, and they didn't think I'd be able to recognize anybody or talk or anything. So I woke up, and I'm fine. I'm not completely fine, but I'm fine. I mean, here I am. So all of these bad things are happening to me, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm trying to think, and Joe, you're going to have to help me because I have a real hard time putting all of this in order and remembering all this. But I mentioned to Joey about, I think it was the brick. People were telling me, I told people I brought this brick home, and they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't have brought that home. That's bad juju. That's bad luck. You need to throw it away." And I started thinking, well, maybe I need to throw it away. And so I started asking other friends, and everything. They're like, "No, you can't throw it away. You got to take it back. You can't throw it away. If you throw it away, the curse follows you. The only way you can stop the curse is to take it back." And I'm like, well, all right, now I don't know what to do. So Papa Joey and Keith, they were doing the show on the TTABA, our Truth About Beer show. We were talking about haunted objects and everything. So we thought, let's do a story on the brick. That'd be a cool story to do. Mm-hmm. So we did a story on the brick, and I got tons of comments and reactions and input, and people were like, yeah, you got to take it back, dude, take it back. And the consensus was, yeah, it wasn't a good idea to get rid of it. Now, I don't know, for our older audience, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. There was an episode on the Brady Bunch where, was it Peter? I think took a voodoo idol out of a cave, in Hawaii. And then he took it home, and then their dog died, and all this bad stuff. And Papa got fired from his job. You go back and watch the episode, and all of these bad things start happening. Marsha loses her voice. Jan, I forget what her problem was, but all these kids started having problems, and they did an episode where they actually returned the idol back to Hawaii, and then all their problems are over. So it was, that's all fun and cool and everything, but I couldn't believe the majority of the people that were telling me, dude, there's actually something to that. You can't take something that is, I wouldn't say it was sacred. I would say it's more like a curse. You got to take that back. And people were like, you need to start a GoFundMe. You need to get that thing back here, because there's really no way I would ever, I don't know, find the ability to just book a flight, get to Romania, find the resources to get me back to the castle and return. I don't even know if what I did was legal. I don't know if it was something I could get in trouble for. I don't know enough about it, and I don't want to really go around and start asking a lot of questions against you.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put a poll up.
Yes.
To see if you should start a GoFundMe page to try to get the money to be able to fly back to Romania and take that brick back.
And like I said, I don't want to do this on my own. And I know it needs to be done. And I hinted to Papa Joy and Keith and all those guys. I'm like, dude, we need to take the brick back and do a show about it. Wouldn't that be cool? A whole documentary on returning the brick and, kill two birds. And I've thought about it, and I tell people the story all the time, and people are telling me, yes, that's a really good idea. Let's do it. So we're going to take a poll. What do you guys think? Should we return the brick, or maybe not? You guys let me know what you think.
Absolutely, and 2 for
one or 2. Tell me what you think. I really don't think I have a problem doing it. Now, some of the people that we've talked to this about, yeah, we'll help you take it back, but we're not going on the same plane. We're going to take different flights, or
and we don't want to fly with the brick.
We don't want to fly. Well, all right, I'll fly with the brick, because I already flew with the brick and I know nothing happened. So I'm not afraid.
Until you got home.
Yeah. Right now, I'm not afraid to take the brick back. I think, and there's much more to this. So the brick is no longer causing me immediate a threat, danger, because I've kind of like made a deal with the devil, I guess you'd say.
Well, you have it sitting right there, right?
I do have it sitting right here. How many want to see it? Anybody want to see it?
Everybody wants
because
to see it.
If you don't want to see it,
of it, but
if there are people here that don't want to see it, then turn away. Dude, you wouldn't believe how many people say no. I don't want to see it. I don't want to. I don't want anywhere. So I've made kind of like a pact. I've prayed about it. I've asked God to protect me from it, and since. Well, I understand, but I feel that I've got a protection from it. We've got a pact that God's protecting me from it, from any evil or any more bad things happening, any more bad juju. But I do feel that I need to take it back, and a lot of people have told me that. A lot of medians.
See, I don't think Keith has actually saw that. the brick. I mean, you've seen the pictures of it. I don't think or maybe he was at your house.
I don't think I could find it at the time. All right, so there's many times where I've lost this stupid brick because we moved from Phoenix to here, and I thought I knew where it was, and I went to look for it, and it wasn't there. And then I asked Allison, I said, "Where's the brick?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is." And then one day I found it, and she's looking at me with this stare, and I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Honey, I threw that brick away." I'm like, "No, you didn't. It's right here." She goes, "No, I didn't tell you, but I threw that brick away because I just wanted to be done with it." I'm like, "Why would you do that?" And she goes, "Because I didn't want it with us anymore, and I didn't think you'd know about it, so I got rid of it. I threw it away when we moved." And I'm like, "Well, I have it." And she's like, "I don't know how that's possible." So
it's like a Ouija board. You can't.
She doesn't want to. I keep this in a spot here now where she knows where it is, and she'll never go near it. She doesn't want to see it. She wants nothing to do with it. And okay, so I in my heart, and with all the people that have talked to me, I believe it needs to be returned. So that's why we're asking what you guys think. And is it right? Is it morally right to start a GoFundMe? Because I can't afford to do this on my own, let alone document it and do all that stuff. Is it ethical? Is it morally right? Should I do it? Should I return the brick? So that's why we're asking everybody. Now, unfortunately, the polls don't show how many people have voted. It just,
but it's
there
just
could 100%. There
so
could be.
Let's see the brick. I'm going to give you a little.
This is my friend.
Here we go. Too soon. Here we go. Right again.
This is the brick. Now, this brick is made, it's a mud brick, and this is from the 1400s. And this is like clay and mud, and it's baked, it's molded, and then it's baked. But then this is the interesting part I'm fascinated with, is the mortar. If you look real close at it, this mortar has got lots of little peculiar things in it. It's got
silver
things that are like silver. It's got things that are like sand. It's got some green. It's got some gray. It's got some white. It's got some red. And it's got other little colors of, it looks, I'm not quite sure, but it's got these little, I don't know if you know what mylar is, but it's got these little, if you look, it kind of like shines and glistens in some little spots. They're little things, and they almost look like diamonds. It's really, really quite.
Maybe it's valuable.
It's quite impressive. Never seen anything like it. Now, the castle that Vlad had built was built by slaves. And what happened was, when people would die, he would have their bones stripped, and he would take their bones and have them inlaid in the mortar, sort of like a
like rebar
mm-hmm. to help the structure, to help strengthen it. And so it was mixed in with the mortar, and it's pretty fascinating to look at. I mean, this is from 1453 or 1416. I can't remember the date.
Yeah, so it says that the
I don't know when it was built. I know when he lived in it, but I don't know the year he actually built it.
Yeah, I don't have the year.
It's 14.
The Boyers built the castle, and the Boyers were. Legend said Vlad arrested noble families who had betrayed his father and brother, and the older nobles were reportedly executed. The younger ones were forced to march roughly 50 miles to Poenari and rebuild the fortress. And he reportedly died during the project. That led naturally to, a lot of the energy that's around that castle. So
And it's kind of amazing because like like 3/4 of the castle, well, over half of the castle is still there and very, very much structurally sound and sturdy and in place. The parts that have crumbled or been damaged, I'm not quite sure how that could have happened. Legends from the local people say that a lot of it was taken away and used to build other little houses in the village area, because it was, I mean, in that area, there's not a whole lot of material. So they took it and built little houses with it. So it looks like it's been demolished more than, I mean, it wouldn't be an earthquake and it wouldn't be fire. So it's been demoed, and I guess it's been used for other structures.
Repurposed.
But it's structurally sound, man. These walls were, I don't know, 12 feet thick, and they were huge. They were so tall, and they were rounded, and it was absolutely gorgeous. As far as castles go, I mean, I've seen a lot of castles over in Europe, but it was like the color of this castle from a distance, it just glows. It's red and it's orange, and it's absolutely beautiful. So,
well, I'd like to talk about, though, all the energy that could be permeating that area, you know, from the dark energy,
the paranormal, the dark.
I mean, why that area and that brick could carry that.
And they say it's the most haunted place in the area of that Poenari. For that, Poenari is a small village in central Romania, but it's probably the most haunted area in that area. And I don't know if it's haunted due to the castle or due to the area. I would think it would be the castle. He was a very, very mad, sick man. And several times people attempted to climb its sides, because there weren't steps then, tried to climb up to it, and he would send down boulders and some sort of fuel that they lit on fire and to burn the people that were climbing up.
See, and that just gave me chills. You mentioned that.
Many times people tried to climb up there and take him. Now, what the local legend is they said he escaped into the mountains, but what they don't say is he escaped. They caught him, they took him back up to the castle, and they decapitated him. They don't say what happened to his body, but the head was taken all over and shown in multiple villages and cities as a, here, we got him. So they never really talked about his body, where his body was. Now, if his body was still there or buried somewhere around there, the head made many stops on like a tour, but it's very haunted. And they say that at night you can hear a woman screaming, you can hear a woman crying. And I guess they renamed, so the river that his wife jumped off the side and landed in the river, they call it the river of the woman, lady in the river.
Yeah, it's the river of the lady, but it's Raoul Domini, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what that translates to. I think
it translates to the lady
of the river.
Mm-hmm.
So they say you can still hear her screaming at night. And I'm sure there are many other entities that were, murdered and put into the mortar and killed, and all of the attempts
it's like the slaves that were used to build the castle or rebuild it.
Killed them all.
Yeah,
tortured them.
They're still there.
And then and then the people that came for the reckoning to try to capture him were also murdered. So the whole area has got thousands and thousands of death just right on that one little mountain. It's incredible. And you can feel the energy from I'm getting chills. My hair's standing up on my arm.
Well, tell us about the about the Roman Empire, because that's
All right.
that's
So
kind of actually a funny story.
this is a crazy story. So you have, all right. So if you think about what we've learned about world history, you think about all the cultures and all of the kingdoms, and it goes all the way back to the Romans, and even before I think before the Roman in recorded history, but it comes up, how the Egyptians and the Greeks, they captured Egypt, and then the city in Greece, Alexandria. So the Greeks conquered Egypt. I bought 2 encouragers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bring that up again.
Wow. See, you're not alone. I mean, I hear the story. I've heard so many stories since I've exposed this story. So anyway, the Romans had conquered a lot of Europe, like more than half of Europe. And they just took territory after territory after territory after territory. So their next big adversary were the Ottomans, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's who stormed the castle.
And the Ottomans were the last ones to conquer before they would have taken over all of Europe. Unfortunately, the Ottomans are on this side of Romania, and the Romans are on this side of Romania. So as they went through the Carpathian Mountains and went around, they were about to battle the Ottomans, when all of a sudden, guess what they came upon? They came upon thousands of people impaled on these impaling sticks. Some dead, some still alive, dying. And when the Roman army came up and saw these thousands of people impaled, it had such a detrimental effect on these people. They lost their minds. It just, wow, what is it? No. And it turned back the whole Roman army of conquering Europe. Vlad the Impaler stopped the Romans from conquering well over half of Europe, which is an amazing story. I cannot believe it. To this day, it still shocks me, because you hear all the stories and the Romans and the 301, and you hear they made all the movies about Romans conquering all these lands. They stopped because of Vlad the Impaler. That just freaks me out. So that's how powerful this man was. Which just, I can't comprehend it.
And you talk about all the people that were put on those stakes and died on those stakes, and thousands of them.
And that's
a lot of energy right there,
So it started in the beginning of the show when we showed, his father had teamed up with the Pope. And this is, I think, the first or second Pope. And they were there was evil, and there was crime, and there was all this bad stuff happening. And they came together to try to come up with a plan to stop all of the carnage and the thievery and the murder and the crime and everything. And so Vlad's father met with the Pope, and his father came to Vlad and said, Vlad, we need to do something to help stop everything like this. So Vlad put together a plan that he would go out at night and he would capture these people that were committing crimes and take them to his palace, his home there. And he would impale them on these, some were wood, some were iron, and he would set them through their rectum and put them on these posts and let them slowly die. And he would sit out there with a little golden teacup, chalice, and let the blood drip into this saucer, this cup, and he would sit there and drink the blood. And when people would gather around and watch all this stuff, it instantly stopped all the crime. I mean, overnight, it just had an immediate effect on people not messing around anymore. and to the point where it became like Washington, D.C. when Trump came in. It just all cleaned up. So anyway, he cleaned up all the crime and everything. So now that he wasn't going out and capturing these people and drinking their blood and doing all this stuff, all of a sudden he had no more people to impale or to sit and drink blood. But what happened was, I don't know if you've heard the story about what happens when we drink human blood, but it messes with your mind. It works on people. It takes a horrible effect on people's brain. It's not normal. It's not supposed to happen. We're not supposed to consume blood or anything like that. So he drank this blood, and after the cleansing of all the crime and everything, his taste for blood overwhelmed him, and he could not get rid of the desire and the craving for the taste of blood. So here's where the story begins. He starts going out at night, and he started on like the peasants and the thieves and everything, slowly, and people. Then he started taking innocent people. He'd go out at night and kill women, and he'd lure women to his place, and then he would murder him. Then he would drink their blood. And he had this terrible desire of craving for blood. And he kept doing this over and over and over until his mind just went crazy. And this is what caused him to leave that area. I have a picture of his home. I've seen his home where he used to sit out on a bench and drink these teacups. It's still there today. The whole gate's up there, and they're still impaling rods, and people have put flowers.
Oh, yeah, he's a hero there.
He's a total hero because he did something that nobody else could do it at the time. I mean, people were scared for their lives, and he stopped all that. So he became a folk legend. He became a hero. And so this blood craving went to things. So he ended up being driven out of Bucharest proper, the area where he lived. He was cast out of the area. So that's when he started going up to castles, and he lost his mind and started living. He never really, they say that Dracula's Castle, and they make the movies about it. He never really lived in all of these 7 castles they talk about, like the one they made in the movie. They used that one because it was like glamour. It was fun, but he never dwelled in any of those castles. He's visited a few of those castles. He stayed there for short periods of time, but it was never a home or never a dwelling place. Only Poenari was his home that he ended up living in and being married in and staying in for a long period of time. But he was cast out of the area until he was actually murdered. So they protected his home and made it like Graceland, and they protected it, and it's still there in its entirety, and it's immaculate. It's beautiful.
Vaudeville,
but is that what it's called?
No.
It's beautiful, and it's got a big, huge gate around it, and people still leave trinkets and everything, but his little cup is still somewhere in the house, and you can, I guess, rare people, like people from certain, like of higher status, only certain people can visit and go through and look at the property and see the little chalice. So anyway, so after we came back from that trip, came back home to America, went back again to Romania, and the next time we went over there, all the girls got together and said, "Hey guys, we got to go eat at Dracula's restaurant." We're like, "What?" We're like, "Yeah, it's a real place, a Dracula's restaurant. We made reservations. We're going to go. We're going to eat there." So this is Dracula's restaurant. And so we're like, "Oh, yeah, cool." Now, if you look at it, a lot of this stuff is really, really, really old. It's from, like, I think the building itself is like from the 16th century. It's been, if you look next door, it's right in the middle of town. And it's like the oldest building in the whole area. And it's been preserved and remade. And it's, refurbished and all that over the years. But when you go inside, there's like 8 or 9 of these rooms with tables. They're like 25, 30 feet long.
Yeah.
And they have chairs. And what's that?
Let me just say this to anybody that's watching, though. If you do yourself a favor and Google it, Dracula's restaurant in Bucharest and go to their webpage because they've got all kinds of pictures in there of the interior, and
it's dark and it's
amazing.
Gothic and it's scary and it's really crazy. It's talk about like a haunted house, or like I couldn't imagine going there on Halloween. That would be a bomb. But
it's probably a busy place on Halloween.
It's got walls where the chains that held people with their wrists tied up, and the chains are coming out of the walls. And I mean, this is like from the 1500s. I don't know how much they refurbished and how much is still real and authentic, but they've got rooms and they've got a catwalk where you can walk around, because there's legends and stories. You go read the whole thing, but it was a torture chamber at one time turned into a restaurant. And they have these coffins in there, and you can have your pictures taken. You can open the door and see these spikes and all the coffins. And they have actually, I bought like 8 bottles of wine. It's called Dracula's wine. And on the back, it's written in Romanian. And I brought these bottles of wine home, and it was actually really, really good wine. I still have one bottle. I don't know where it is. But then one day we were at a wine store in Chandler, and we saw Dracula's wine, and it's the same label, but the printing is in English instead of Romanian. But it's such a really cool restaurant and everything. So I went from thinking this is off superstition to now totally blowing my mind, knowing that this is a real person. And I really got into it. And for months there, we just had a lot on the mind. It was really, really cool. So everybody's been asking us, gosh, you got to do another show on the brick, do another show on the brick. Well, Joey and I have been wanting to do more shows on the brick, but this little booger has been escaping me and I haven't been able to find it. And so, yeah, we're into the ghost and the UFOs and the paranormal and everything. But you know what? It's like lately all this talk with exposure and disclosure and aliens, and it's like it's so overwhelming. Everybody's talking about it, and Joey like, dude, we need a break from aliens for a minute. You know, we got to breathe. This is like overwhelming. Everywhere you turn, it's alien, 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 alien. I'm like, this would be a great time to just let's do Dracula. So we hope you enjoy this. Oh, hey, hi Enoch. I hope you guys like Enoch. And by the way, thank you guys. We have had like 2,800 new followers in the last 2 weeks since we started coming back and doing out there. We want to thank all of you guys for checking out our reels, checking out our shows, and TikTok. We're up to 2,000 followers, and we're growing like 50 to 60, 70 followers every hour. And it's just amazing, you know, how 3,800 followers in the last 2 weeks. And I just want to tell all of you guys, thank you so much. You've really, really been supporting, and I appreciate all the comments and all of the feedback that we're getting from all of our reels. And we're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views and comments. And we just want to say thank you guys. And Joey and I are going to keep doing this, and we have to thank Joey, his incredible skills with all these reels, and he just conquered AI, and he's put our stories together. I mean, we've got good content, but Joey's done an outstanding job of making all this come to life. And Joey, thanks again. And you guys keep following us, keep giving us, you know, what you guys want us to do, and keep following us, and we appreciate all your support. Go out, support, share, get those alerts, subscribe, go to YouTube, go to all our TikTok. Joey will tell you about all the platforms you can see us on, but it gets me so excited to see all you guys excited. And I want to say thank you to everyone. Joey and I really appreciate it. And Joey, take it away. I'm done. My adrenaline's pumping.
You're running out of air.
I am, man. I'm so excited, but thank you guys, man. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for following us.
So yes, you can find us on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on X, and we haven't really activated the Instagram. We need to do that.
I post on Instagram. We have an Instagram channel.
Okay. Are they going over to Instagram? Are they automatically pulling over?
Yes. Some of them are, or some of the reels are. Yeah. I'll get down. And I didn't really think we were going to do that much on it, but we've been getting a lot of feedback. So I'll let you get involved with Instagram on us. But yeah, we're on Lemonade. We're on. There's a few others we'll talk about. I didn't think they would do anything, but we've gotten a lot of feedback on them. So,
wow, awesome.
Snapchat. We're on Snapchat.
Well, until next time.
That's Bob Joey. Love you guys. Take care. Till next time. We'll see you. Thank you.
Just trust what you know, question what you don't, and never stop searching for what's out there.
Peace, guys.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the journey, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Drop us a comment and tell us what out there topics you want us to explore next.